So I start my week by finding out that cockfighting involves chickens, which means that I've wasted 2 years of training.
Who you been training with?
Wouldn't you like to know? Anyway, hello everyone. I'm only doing the one.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not going. I'm not.
You got COVID?
I'm not far off. Yes, I'm not. I'm not feeling bright. So bollocks to it. You get one joke. There you go. I'm wiped out. Hello everyone. Welcome to Black Dog version 2, number 172. I'm Lee.
I'm Darren.
I'm Jim.
I'm Elton.
And we're back, baby. Yes, after a week off, we're back. And yes, we will be seeing how everyone's fortnight's been. Then we will be having a little bit of feedback for last episode, which was train spotting. And then we will be moving on to this week's movie, which, let's just say, mistakes were made. Boxes were chosen. Fingers were pointed.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And basically, you know, what can I say? Things went wrong, and we're all paying the price for the movie Saturnalia, Cave Girl from Outer Space, or something like that. I can't even be bothered to read it. Hold on, was it? Saturnalia, Cave Girl from Outer Space. Yes.
Not a single cave in this movie.
No, nor space, really, to be honest. And frankly, the fact that she's called Saturnalia barely has any relevance.
Satnavalia.
Yeah, she could have been called. Yeah, she could have been called Satnav. Satnav, boobies from the perv dimension. I mean, it really could have been. Anyway, we'll get to that in a minute, soon enough. But first, well, I will apologise if I suddenly start coughing, sneezing, or generally sounding like someone like Joss Ackland trying to sell you good old Yellow Pages with sort of a leaky saliva gland. Good old Yellow Pages. So it's not for just the dull things like a leaky saliva gland. It's for the good things too. So yeah, I've been in a super spreader event. I must have. I'm just absolutely feeling like dog shit. So we'll move on, and we'll see how everyone else's week's been.
I think that's just guilt.
Me, it's just manifesting, is it?
This is it. This is how you feel. You're so torn by what you've done that it's actually manifested itself into a virus.
It's actually made you ill.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I'd accept my illness if that was the case. I'll take it on the chin. No, actually, don't answer that. No, don't do that. Don't go there.
Easy.
Don't easy, steady.
Back to the cockfighting again, are we?
Yeah, back to the cockfighting. Yeah. Actually, why did the chicken cross the road?
To avoid the chicken fucker. Oh,
No.
hang on.
Oh. Do you know?
I think you're better off just leaving it. At that
I'm
one.
better off just letting it lay there. Anyway, right. Anyway, let's find out how everyone's week's been. Jim, how's it been, sir?
Oh, a bit of a mixed bag, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we discovered that Teresa's car wouldn't start. We
Right.
thought, battery's gone a bit flat.
Mhm.
She had been away, hadn't had a proper run.
Right.
We'd had a cold snap, these things happened.
Yeah.
So we had a palaver charging it up, and I charged it, but still wouldn't start. We got some of our neighbours with jump leads, and that didn't do the job. So I had to go to the garage. And it turned out, actually, the battery's fine.
Right.
But the problem was there was a sensor on the engine, on the onboard electronics that had fucked up, along with a little valve, which you think, oh, well, that's good, because, you know, the actual engine, the important bit, that's all working. The body's fine, everything's fine. But these little things, because they have to come from the manufacturer, fucking expensive.
Oh, God.
So yeah, basically, I had a very very moving moment where I waved bye-bye to the like 700 quid. Bye-bye!
For a
Fucking
fucking
expensive
sensor.
little piece of shit. As I've known this happen to a few people, it's these new onboard electronics. I swear to God, they're a scam by the car manufacturers.
Yeah.
They are, yeah.
I mean, it's
Very
not.
much so.
A friend of mine was like literally maybe 10 times worse
Yeah.
with problems with a sensor on his car, and he just kept having these problems, and he kept getting fixed. And in the end, it turned out the fault sensor was faulty.
Right.
And he'd paid thousands of pounds fixing things that were completely fucking fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we kind of got off light, light, I suppose. But even so, it's kind of, I could have spent that on toys.
I could have bought
Fucking
anything.
black cars. Stupid cars.
Oh.
This is my problem with garages, though. You don't pay them to fault find; you pay them to fix.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
And surely they've come across these sort of faults before, so there is no need for the fault finding.
right. Well, that's good in principle, but that doesn't make many people money. So
Mm.
I think that's where your problem lies.
I mean, the sort of like we went to an independent garage because it's kind of like my dad had a sensor problem in his car, and they tried to charge him 100 quid just for like plugging on their little handheld computer to find out what's wrong with it, and he told them to piss off.
yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's kind of don't go to the dealership garages because they will absolutely take you to the fucking cleaners.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was that. It is what it is. You know, you're gonna. In fairness, we've had that car a long time, and thanks to COVID, it is far younger than it should be.
Right.
And working from home, it's not actually I mean, you know, it's got its chronological age, but actually in car years, in mileage and stuff, it's like 5 years younger than it is.
Oh.
And it hasn't cost us a great deal over the years. It's the most it's cost us so far.
Right.
Apart from like, you know, odd 100 quid here and there for MOTs and stuff. So
Yeah.
as cars go, you've got black holes there, we can't complain too much. But all the same, they have fucking sensors. And
Yep.
the majority of the price was the cost of the sensor.
Yeah.
That's what fucked me off. Something kind of, we didn't need sensors on the ignition for years. Why do we need them now?
Well, I mean, next time that happens, Jim, you know, next time that happens, do be aware that I do know how to take dashboards off now. So just give me a call. I'll come over with some gear and we'll fix it. We'll get it done next time. Trust me,
Yes.
I'm good for that.
You can take dashboards off.
Yes.
Have you ever put one back on?
Well, funny you mention that. I mean, it's
You just got a collection in your front room, haven't you?
yeah, well, you can argue it does go back on. What you can't argue is whether or not it's gone back on properly.
So, in other words, let's ask the question again. Have you
Yeah.
ever put one back on and not had bits left over?
Well, now you're asking a totally different question, and I refuse to answer that on the grounds it might incriminate me. If I'm honest, yeah,
Which is fair.
yes. So, no. I mean, it's not like we needed the bits. I mean, it's still working. But anyway, sorry, Jim. Sort of.
That's all right.
Ish.
It's like spare Lego bits at the end of the box, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's like IKEA. There's always a bit left over, isn't there?
Exactly. And who needs those bits? If they were meant to be used, then you would have found a place for them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anywho.
But so moving on, though, on the upside of life, we've been sort of very, very lucky this year. Now I've been watching a very good run of actually top-notch, excellent TV series.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, we watched all of Fallout.
Right.
Managed to make last 3 nights. We did pretty well.
Nice.
We really enjoyed that. It was good. But we also watched a Korean series called Parasite the Grey.
Oh, right.
Which is only 6 episodes. And it's built as a horror series, but it's more kind of, there are it's kind of like the Thing alien end of horror. It's like nasty body shapey monster things,
Right.
which isn't a spoiler. You can see it on the poster.
You need to have that as the back blurb on that. I'll tell you. Nasty, spiky, monstery things. Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my.
Indeed. But it's only 6 episodes, but it's really well done. A really good story, good characters, really quite snappy dialogue, and just good twists and turns. You're just not quite sure where it's going to go, and it just keeps wrong-footing you in the best possible way. So,
Oh, right.
yeah, really, it's a high recommend. It was kind of one of those kind of, I didn't we didn't, we put it on and thought it's only 6 episodes, and we thought, actually, this is really, really good, really, really well thought out, and the aliens in it are very, very interesting.
Right.
And it's kind of, well done. You just did, didn't just set Alien on the Thing on Earth. Have Cops and Robbers versus Xenomorph. You did something very different and quite unique. Really well done. Nice. So it's only 6 episodes, so I high recommend for that one. Go check it out. You won't regret that.
Okay. That sounds quite good, because I saw the poster for it on Netflix, and my first thought was it reminded me of that Juno. Is it Juno Ito?
Oh yes, yeah.
Is it? I can't remember his bloody name. Hold on, I'm gonna have to look it up. ITO. J Ito. With the crazy sort of body horror stuff.
Yeah. It's got in that ballpark, but it's definitely its own thing, though. It's got its own sort of unique vibe.
Yeah. Juni Ito. Yes.
Is that the guy that draws like the eyes?
Yeah.
And like the eyeballs sitting like a whirlpool of nothingness in your head.
That's the one.
Oh yeah, they're great. They are.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's good though, Jim. Yeah, it's real strong.
Yeah, it's really good. We really enjoyed it. So it's just got really just well paced 6 episodes, not too long. None of the usual padding, and it just keeps just throwing interesting twists into the plot as you go along.
Nice.
This is it's really, really just well performed, really cinematic, well performed, well acted, and if anyone's going, it might be a bit of horror for me. It is more kind of about detectives and cops going up against aliens, and there are some bits that are really fucking funny. There's some really funny lines in.
No, right, that's cool.
I'm just looking at some of the screenshots here. Wow.
Yeah. It's looking good.
Wow.
Yeah. It's got it's got a distinct look, that's that way.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. So, and you binged that and Fallout, yeah?
Yep. So now we're just looking forward to Shard Lake starting tomorrow. So.
Oh, right. Shard Lake?
Shard Lake.
Oh, I was going to say
Shard Lake.
No, I thought Shart, as in
like River Thames.
Yeah, as in I was going to say, as in it's an expose on the water companies in London. Shart Lake. Anyway, yeah, cool. Okay, so you'll be checking that out. Shart.
Oh yes, yeah. It's based on a series of novels. Basically, it's like a Tudor detective story.
Oh yeah.
And there's a whole series of them, and Teresa's read the books, and I think there's 5, and the author, which is working on a 6th one, tragically, just died yesterday, just before.
Oh God! Right, okay.
It's like, you poor bastard, because this is really gonna. I mean, they were bestsellers anyway, but this is going to bring him to a whole new audience. And he's going, oh, fucking, that's a bit of a shame. But never mind. Yes, but just hopefully it will be good. So.
Hopefully it'll be good. There you go.
Cool. So yeah, that's Jim's TV corner done with. There we go.
Jim's TV corner. Brilliant. Okay, well that's great. Right, thanks for that, Jim. We'll move on to you then, Elton. How's your week, fortnight been?
Yeah, it's all right. I'm still breathing, so I class that as a win. So, there we go.
Okay.
Over this period of time, I watched a film which was it this weekend? I forget who told us it was on Amazon.
John Campion.
Yes, yeah. Zone of Interest. Now, I've been wanting to watch this for a little while, and it is now finally hit Amazon.
Right.
Well, isn't that a barrel full of laughs there?
Well, I mean, I've not seen it yet, but I've heard enough about it to think, yeah, it's not the most cheerful watch on the planet.
No, but it's stunning.
Yeah,
absolutely stunning. Yes.
Right. Okay.
It really kicks you in the balls several times. It's a huge film.
Right.
When I say that is every single scene seems huge.
Right.
Everything is grand and ominous. And it's I won't be watching it every week. Definitely not.
Right.
But even if you don't have any interest in this sort of thing at all, with like war films or anything like that, it is well worth a watch.
Okay.
I thought it was stunning.
And what's the general? What is it about?
It's about Rudolf Hoss and his wife and family living next door to Auschwitz. He was the commandant of Auschwitz.
Oh, right.
For a period of time. Now, I've read his memoirs a couple of years ago, actually.
Oh, great.
Yeah. It's weird because I remember reading it. I don't remember a single thing about it. But I don't remember anything like this film. So I don't know how close this is. I don't know how exaggerated this is. I do not know. I need to read that book again.
Right.
But yeah, these were his memoirs he wrote while he was, I forget if he was standing trial or not. I forget now. But I think he was in prison for this. But yeah, he's basically, he's a dirty, massive Nazi. But it's a slow one. Don't expect guns blazing or anything like that. Don't expect action. It's a talk one, and pictures paint 1,000 words. Right.
So it doesn't have the song "Living Next Door to Auschwitz."
It does not. No.
It's only because it just occurred to me.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to save that to the green room later on when nobody's being recorded. But, you just go for broke, mate.
Yeah. I'm just.
It had crossed my mind, but I thought, no, I'm not going to sing that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sing that. I'm going to keep it
You can't help it. It's knee-jerk reaction.
Auschwitz? Where the fuck is Auschwitz? Anyway,
but the way it's just ominous. In the first 10 minutes, you'll be watching it.
Yeah.
And you'll work out something. I won't say it, but you will work out something within the first 10 minutes.
Oh, right.
And then you'll be like, oh no. Okay.
Oh.
Because they're next door.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
And you don't no, I'm not going to say anything else. I so desperately want to, but I won't. But yeah. Don't let it be the last thing you see on a Sunday.
Right.
Don't, I don't know when would be a good, don't sit down with the family and go, right, guys, here we got Zone of Interest. This sounds like a Fallout film or it sounds like, I don't know, some sort of Call of Duty deathmatch film. No, it's not. No.
Okay. So because I was going to say, because you don't really want to be sitting there going, I know, kids, everyone gather round, let's go watch this movie. Yeah.
It does sound like a Fortnite thing, but no, it's not. It has got. Oh no, I found it stunning. So yeah, it may not be everyone's cup of tea. It certainly was mine, but I won't be watching it again and again and again like that. So
right, okay. Okay.
So let's park that one before we get into trouble.
Too late. I think
we haven't.
I think that I was going to say. I think that ship sailed.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
You hear that clopping sound, right? That's the hooves of the horse that's bolted. You see, from the actual paddock.
Yeah,
and we're now closing the
that's
door.
the stable door falling off.
Yep, that's it. Yep.
Hey.
What stable door, Jim? Well, what stable
That's
door?
not going back on again, is it?
No.
No.
That stable door fell off a long time ago. It was
What's that
literally-
wood?
It's just
That's what we
fucking
engineers
matchsticks
call
now.
a
That's
triple
what it is.
F situation, that stable door. Triple F. The fucking fucker's fucking fucked.
Yep. It's
What's that metallic and wooden sound? Oh no, that's it. That's the stable door just rattling against itself, isn't it?
yeah.
There we go.
It's just that stable
Blowing
door's
in
just
the
been
breeze.
that's just been nominally guarding a hole. Really, it's not really doing anything.
Yeah.
It's just pretending from a
Hello,
distance.
podcaster us. Yes, what can we do for you? Oh, you've
Yeah, you sang
ordered Black Dog and you'd like to cancel. Okay, so you'd like to cancel Black Dog. Okay, no problem, sir.
Look,
We're very sorry you weren't happy with the product, but yeah, we understand. We did wonder when we were getting our first call, but well, congratulations. Yeah.
well, do you know
You get some
what?
coasters as a prize.
Okay, well, I was going to say just be glad that it's this week we did that joke and not last week, because we had some fun last week. You might
Did
not.
we?
Yeah.
What did we do? I forget. What
We
did.
weren't here last week, but the podcast
that's
had
right,
some
yeah.
fun last week.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll tell you in my week.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. It's nothing spectacular. It's just
No.
5 minutes of fame. That's all.
5 minutes of fame.
Mhm.
Oh god.
Yeah,
So we're in trouble again.
we might be. We might be.
Brilliant.
Oh, no.
Uh,
And
Was it me?
no, it was us collectively.
Oh, right. Okay.
Anyway, carry on, Elton.
Okay.
Quick, gloss over my one.
Now, I don't know if anyone around this little table that we sit around has ever dealt with anyone with IT or not. Show of hands, maybe. I don't know.
Every time I look in the mirror, man.
Yeah.
Every time I look in the mirror.
15 years of IT, and I got a T-shirt that says, "No, I will not fix your computer."
Living next
Mate.
door to Alice.
Could
Where the
I
fuck is Auschwitz? Anyway, yep.
could I pick your brains then, please?
Okay.
So
Online IT test.
yeah,
go on.
okay. My work tablet. So I have a tablet for work, which I do my work on, and just solely use it for that. Once I get home, goes on charge, and that's it. So we use Outlook for emails. I think it is. I don't know. I don't care. That's the thing that they want me to use, so I use it.
Yes.
Okay. Is anyone familiar with Outlook at all?
Yes.
It
Well,
sounds
this-
familiar. Yeah. Strangely enough. Oh, fuck it. Yeah, it's this thing I use every day. Sorry, mate. Go on, carry on.
Okay, good. Well, you may be the person I need to speak to
No,
because my
no.
IT department were absolutely fucking bobbins.
Go on then.
So I don't know how, I have lost the little magnifying glass in which I search up my old emails.
Right.
The fucking little icon has gone missing. I don't know where that went. It went. So I asked IT. I phoned up IT and said, right, okay, I need someone to help me with this. And they sent me an email. But I spoke to someone. They went, okay, fine. We'll pass it on to the relevant person. They'll get back to you.
Oh,
Okay?
that means they don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant.
When they say that, mate, that means they've not got a clue.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know my initial phone call is not actually speaking to anyone in IT. It might as well be in the canteen. And they just say, okay, fine. Yeah, we'll get someone to phone you back. So that's what
Yep.
happened. Well, they didn't phone me back.
Good
They
luck.
sent me an email saying, when would be the best time for us to contact you?
Right.
And I went,
Yeah.
okay.
How about
So
now?
Yeah.
I replied with, I'm free for an hour now if you want to call me.
Yeah.
And then they sent me another email saying, when is the best time for us to contact you? I was like, for fuck's sake.
That's not a good sign.
And then
You
it
should
bounced
just send
again.
them a Mr. Humphreys gif. I'm free.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
free.
We just keep sending that to them.
Yeah.
I'm worried about doing that stuff on company stuff because then it'll be like abuse of power and whatever. So
Abuse of power? What power have you got?
He used stationery to take over the world. That's your abuse of power.
Yep.
So this happened 3 or 4 times, and then my inquiry got closed because they said that I weren't replying to them, even though I already had in the very first instance. Okay.
Was your Outlook working?
The Outlook is. I got the emails. That's fine. The emails.
You
working.
tried switching it off and on again.
Darren, if I'd said that to you, you'd already be grabbing me.
I'd be getting on the bus and coming to see you, sir. That's
exactly.
We get that all the time, and I have to grin and bear it every time somebody says that. We try switching it off and on again.
It's like when people walk past me and go, "Oh, don't jump." It's like, "Fuck off! I will do one day. That'll fuck you up, won't it?"
Yeah.
That'll be a fucking story for you, won't it?
What you need to do is you need to be by the shaft, right? And you need to.
I walked past him and he went, "Don't jump," and he jumped. Oh my god!
Yeah, you just need to have the lift about 4 foot down below the level and just fall backwards into it, right?
Yeah.
It's like the.
Anyway, let's carry on with my problem that I have.
Yep.
So, I phoned them up again and said, "Hi, I'm having this problem." Okay, fine. We'll get someone to phone you back. And then they sent me another email saying, "Oh, we tried to contact you on Teams." I went, "I have Teams." Okay.
Yeah.
I do have Teams, but it's not logged in. I never use it. It's only for talking to people on IT, and I want to use the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I replied to them on IT saying, "Here's my phone number." This happened a couple of times, and eventually someone phoned me. So I'm speaking to someone about my problem, and they're like, "Okay, fine, we'll take control of your tablet. We'll have a look through." And they take control and they move all the stuff around, and they open up Outlook and go, "Right, yeah. You've got no magnifying glass, so you can't search for your thing. Okay, right. How do we sort this?" And the way that they sorted it was to delete Outlook off of my tablet.
What?
After going through all the settings, they couldn't work it out, and I could hear him talking to someone else because it sounded like he was being attacked by a tiger at some time because it was all like this. And it's like, for fuck's sake, crying out loud.
Right.
You're working in IT.
Oh my god.
Would you like me to tell you how you do it?
No. Let me do this first and then tell me the magic way to do it. So they deleted Outlook off of my tablet. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, right." So, and he went, "Okay, right. So now what we need to do is install it again and hopefully get your email working again, and hopefully it'll be back there." I'm like, "Okay, great, let's do this." So he went, "Okay, so how do we do this?" And I heard someone go in the background go to Google and then go to Play and then download it from there. And I'm like, it's an Office thing, isn't it? And we got Office on our tablet. I'm like, for fuck's sake. By the way, if anyone from my company is listening to this didn't happen. I'm just making this shit up. All right? Thank you very much. Let's move on. And so, they went into Google, and I've got my Google account attached to my Google on the tablet.
Yeah.
And so they went in, they found it, they pressed download, and then my email address popped up, which is eltmanmanus@gmail.com. I don't care. I don't get emails anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Your call is important to us.
It doesn't matter.
Can I just ask? You said your Google account is linked with this. So, has something happened? Like, I don't know, you're like the owner of a small South American army or something now. Is that what happened?
Not yet. No. Not yet. Not as far as I know. Anyway.
No. Okay.
Anyway.
Yep.
So, so they go into Google and they tried to download this Outlook via Google Play.
What?
I know. I'm sat there going, "You're doing this fucking wrong." I'm telling you, it's a Microsoft thing, so you need to go into Office to get it that way. I don't know how to do that, but I'm not questioning them at this time. And so they bring out and they go, "Right, okay, there's your email," and then they bring up the password account, and they go, "Yes, please, could you just type your password in there?" And I went, "No." And you heard the bloke drop his pen. He's like, "No, sir, you need to put your password in so we can download this." I went, "No, that's not happening.
No.
Our company don't use Google. So, it's not through my account. So I am not downloading this onto my account for you to use onto your tablet. So you do it another way."
Yeah.
And he went, "Okay, right."
Why did they put it on there in the first fucking place?
This is what was my question later on.
Company portal or something? Or
probably, I don't know. So he didn't do it that way. I said, "No, you're not using my email address for this." He went, "Okay, so what we'll do, we'll log out of this." So he logged me out of my Gmail, which is fine. I don't care. And he said, "Right, okay, type your work email into this. Bearing in mind, we're still in Google, okay? And you only type in Google emails into Google because you're part of Google."
Have you been hacked and you've gone through to some bunch of arseholes?
It could possibly be. No, it's not. No, this is fucking genuine. Don't worry.
This is starting to sound like a Kafka novel. It really is. It's just.
Anyway, right. Let me get there. I'm nearly there.
Go, Elton, go. Run for it, man. Do it. Run with the story.
We're in the Google page. Okay, we're in the Google thing, and he went, "Type your work password, your work email into that." I said, "Are you sure? Because that's not a Gmail account." He went, no, type that in. I said, "Are you sure?" Again. And he went, "Yes, do it." So I typed Elton.McManus at the company I work in .com.
And the password was?
And he went, "Okay, great.
1,
now
2,
put
3,
in
4.
Wait, fucking hell. And now he said, "Right, put your password in." I went, "I don't know that password because I don't deal with that." "Oh no, I had a password for that." So I typed that in and it was refused. And I went, "Weird that, isn't it? Because you've just asked me to sign into Google with my email account from my work, which wouldn't work because they require a Gmail account." And so he went, "Oh, okay." I went, "Maybe you should try another way." And so he went, "Okay, yeah, fine." So what he did, he came out of the Google, he went into Edge, opened up Edge, then searched for Google in Edge, and then tried to do it again in Edge in Google. And I'm like, "No, this is the wrong way."
Who are these fucking clowns?
I don't know. And so I sat there and said, "This isn't working, is it? Don't you do it through Microsoft Office or anything like that?" He went, "I've pushed the ticket up." I went, "Okay, great."
What, his arse? So he's not even gone to office365.com or anything like this?
No,
or,
no.
He's gone nowhere near that.
No.
Are you going to tell me there that it's actually an iPad that you use and he's been going to the Android store to try and get download for you?
Oh, I wish.
Because I wouldn't
so
put it by him. You know,
Yeah.
This is starting to sound very sus.
Yeah.
I bought this tablet at the Apple store. Are you sure you want to be going to play.com for this?
So yeah, at the moment, well, he lost it and was like, "Well, do you know what? I'm going to push this up further up." And I'm like, "Okay, so great. So I don't have any emails at the moment." Then he went, "No," and we sat in silence for about 2 minutes.
Jesus.
And I went, "Okay, so what are we going to do now?" We went, "Well, we'll call you back."
Yeah,
and then he didn't hang up. We just sat there for at least 2 minutes, just in silence.
Yeah. No, you hang up. No, you hang up.
You hang up. Yeah.
No, you go first.
And I was, "Oh my God." So at the end of it, at the moment, I have no emails for my work, which is great. So the question is, guys, after my long-winded introduction to my problem,
right?
How did I lose this search facility, and how do I get it back?
It's just a little smart hotbar at the top.
Yeah.
It literally is just a hot bar at the top. If you look at the blue bar along the top of Outlook, there's a little thing that looks like an upside down eject that says Customized Quick Access Toolbar. You click on it, you go More Commands. From the drop down, you go Search Tools, and then you look for the search tool that says search current folder.
I don't think I've got this on there.
Did you say it's Outlook? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Just if
how
you
would
want
you know you've not got the bloody software installed?
I haven't got anything installed at the moment. No.
Well, then you will have it there. Trust me, it's there. It's literally the blue bar which would normally have the text in it, and it's just a little search bar that sits at the top.
Why would it disappear? Why would the magnifying glass disappear?
Because it's Office 365 and it's slightly different place. I don't know. Oh, they've updated.
You could have hit a key by mistake. You could have.
Oh, it's my fault. There it is.
Not
There's
deliberate.
the IT man I was waiting for.
Actually, I think you've hit the wrong thing. Did you turn it off and on?
Well, let's be honest. You have used a Mac for how many years?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, okay.
You don't know. You don't know.
Now
what
I've got a
PC
disease, do I?
You do. You do.
Well, we didn't want to say it, but the words came out of your mouth, so we'll just agree with you.
It's an illness,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got silver shiny just worker-itis.
Look, dude, if it's an Outlook account, you've most probably got your stuff on office365.com. If you sign into there with your work details, you'll get your email from that at least, just until they figure out the fucking mess.
Well, if you go to Office 365, you can download the fucking app.
I'll do that.
Yeah, it might. His company might have a restriction on that.
Well, his company clearly doesn't have an IT department, so I doubt it.
It has no restriction on who it employs in its IT department. Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you
Are you
what.
sure you actually phoned the right company's IT?
You sure you didn't phone
I
McDonald's?
don't know. It might have been, McDonald's. Wimpy.
I mean, seriously, if they want an IT person, just give me a call and I'll go in there. My rates are entirely reasonable for redesigning their entire IT team by sacking them all.
Yep.
But anyway, no. So
caramba.
I'm pushing the ticket up. I love that. I'm going to have to remember that one. I'm pushing the ticket up.
I'm escalating the ticket.
Yep.
That's fucking hellfire.
I love phrases like that. Do you know what we had? We had a team. We used to. I can't remember what the team was called, but they were based in India, and they would always say one phrase to us, which was "do the needful," and it's like, the what?
The what?
Do the needful. Yeah, that was that's what we got a lot of the time when they needed us to do something. They'd be like, "Can you please do the needful?" It's like,
the needful.
The needful. What the fuck is a needful?
Like Stephen King cursed
I
novelty
think so.
shop.
I think so.
Is there a man with a top hat and curly mustache trying to sell you a cursed clock or something?
I think so. Yeah. Do the needful.
Fucking do the needful.
Max von Sydow in a shop. Going, I have a thing you might want to buy.
Yeah.
Yes. This is the do the needful things. This is what this is.
Yeah. Buy this. Yeah. Would you like to do the needful on this Apple Macintosh for me?
Yeah.
It'll look shiny, but it'll curse you with no software.
Yeah, I don't know what that phrase.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm guessing it's "Can you please do what is necessary?" But they would do "Could you do the needful?"
Needful.
And it's
That's a Google translation, like
Oh.
four deep, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's someone hasn't even got Google Translate. They've just gone to Babelfish or something, and it's just turned around and gone, yes, do thing quickly, please. Thank you, Charles.
Yeah.
It looks like you have a problem. Please insert the keyword here. just no.
I love it when they keep making the same spelling mistakes as well in tickets that they send us. I think I had somebody call a computer a compointer.
Compointer?
They said it about 6 times. They called it a compointer.
Nice.
In the actual... So I'm sitting there thinking, what the fuck is a compointer? Is this a new piece of software that somebody's not told us about yet? Has this been passed by the build team?
Yeah, well, compointers are really important. Otherwise, you can't compoint to other things.
Exactly.
And move your moose around.
Yeah, that as well. I think somebody actually wrote that several times in the same ticket.
Yeah, watch out for your
make
moose.
sure the moose is
working.
plugged in. Have you plugged in your moose? Oh,
Yeah,
This ball fell out my moose.
yeah. It's a common problem with old moose. Your ball falls out and it all gets fluff on it. Nothing worse than having a fluffy moose ball. It makes you stumble and rumble all over the place. You can't get
My
soft,
moose is jittery.
yes. You can't get smooth travel with your pointer.
your comp pointer.
Your comp pointer if your moose's balls are a bit jittery. Yeah. Wow. Well, there you go.
Well, there's a thing.
That was a thing. That was a thing that happened. So, Elton, if you do need actual help, we can do. I can actually help you, but just
Darren, can I raise a ticket for tomorrow, please?
Yeah, sure. No problem. I'll just push this ticket up Lee's arse. Right, there we go. Lee,
if you
brace yourself.
Yeah, if you think it'll help.
I've got it on the thickest paper. I'll just roll it up. There we go.
360 GSM.
Oh, new ticket in the queue.
Or Moon River, wide of the mile. Yes. Okay.
See the game last night? Yep. Heck of a game. Heck of a game.
Where's your computer? Compointer.
That's not a compointer.
Right. Well, there you go. Okay. Well, if you need help, Elton,
Yeah,
call someone else.
I will.
Right. Okay. Anything else, sir?
No, that's it.
Okay, that's cool. Then we'll move over to you then, Dal. How's your week been?
Well, not really too much has been done in the past 2 weeks. I did go to the cinema again, using my cinema card that I did buy, and I went to see Civil War, which was it's not a film exactly filled with laughs.
All right,
that one bit of a downer. It wasn't. It was a good film. I thought it was a good film. I know a lot of people were complaining about it, like, well, I don't see the point in this film. What's the point it's trying to make? It's like, well, there's war. I think that's the point. War is bad. War is bad.
What is war good for, Dal?
I absolutely nothing. Actually,
I say it again.
I had a bit of wallpaper was coming off, and I used war to actually just stick it back up.
Yeah,
so it's not bad. It's good for that. I don't think you're supposed to use war for reattaching wallpaper, but I found it was it was all right. It was okay.
Nice. Well, that's
maybe
good.
I've discovered another use for it. There we go.
It.
It's funny how you stumble across this stuff.
Good for
sticking up
the wallpaper.
Say it again now.
Wall. Right.
Yeah. So there's that.
Yes.
On the games front, I discovered a wonderful little free game called Clone Hero. I don't know if you've heard of it at all.
Nope.
Right. If, like me, you liked playing Guitar Hero or Rock Band, then you're going to be interested in this, because it is someone's little project. What they've done is they've made a PC version of a combination of both those games.
Right.
And it's out there for free for you to buy. And every single song I've managed to download for it, because I found a site that does the songs for it as well. And we're talking like, actual proper music made by actual proper bands that have been in the charts and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. I've got like Prince tracks, I've got Foo Fighters tracks, and they're all the proper tracks from those artists. And they've put them into this game. Right. And I've had a real good laugh playing this. It's I haven't got a guitar controller that I can put in there, but you can use a keyboard, you can use a gamepad, and it's not like the experience used to be, because I haven't got that guitar controller, but it's as near as damn it.
All right.
So Clone Hero, it's called
Clone Hero.
And if you just go Clone Hero music or tracks, then they'll take you to the site as well, because there's a site you can just go search, and there's just tons and tons of music in there.
Okay.
So there we go. And it's not a very big file to install either. So yeah, it does all the, that thing when, if you've ever played Guitar Hero where you get enough of a perfect sort of run of notes and it builds up your power level so that when you hit the whammy bar on it, suddenly you get like double or triple the points you would get normally.
Right.
It's got all of that in it
Nice.
as well. So yeah, and it's absolutely free. There's no charge for it whatsoever. And it is, as I say, it's a good laugh. It really is. Oh, and as the songs are playing, it brings the lyrics up on screen as well. So, you don't even have to actually fully play the game. You can just sit there listening to the music, singing along karaoke-wise to it if you want.
Nice.
But, so Clone Hero.
Clone Hero.
That's the one.
Okie dokie.
Okay, on the book front, I finished All the Fiends of Hell, which I know is a book that's been read by at least 3 of us here now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Elton would read it, but it's on his Outlook.
Is it?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Sorry. Go on, carry on.
That's all right. No problem. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, people who listen to Jim's podcast have already listened to his review of it and, have got the gist of it. But just for those who haven't, it's basically about an invasion. Whether it's alien, supernatural or not, you're not quite sure to begin with. But it's possibly one of the most realistic takes on how us general farties in society would deal with this.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I'll go so far as Ree was saying, you know what, the bloke that the lead guy in this reminds me a lot of you, Darren. But the fact that he's like, oh shit, there's trouble, run away.
Right.
Yeah. And I've got to say, I think I agree, because I think most of the stuff that the guy does in these situations, it's like, I'd like to think that I'd be there with the, sawn off shotgun, sorting shit out, but no, I'll be doing exactly what he's doing. I identify with his character a lot.
Right.
So, it's not like any other sort of like invasion story or post-apocalyptic invasion story that you've read before. This is different. The enemy's not like anything you've seen elsewhere.
No,
it really isn't.
No, I'll go along with that.
Yeah. So and again, it's one of those books you want to say that I really enjoyed it. It's really good, but you feel a bit funny saying you really enjoyed it considering what happens in it.
Yeah,
because it's a rough old journey. It is a fucking rough old journey.
Yeah,
really, really is. There are some satisfying bits along the way, one in particular, but just get out there if you can.
Yep.
And have a read. Sorry, I've forgotten the author's name.
Adam Neville.
Adam Neville, that's it. So yeah, there we go. All the Fiends of Hell by Adam Neville.
Lovely.
Get on that thing. And the last thing is, after finishing that, I've started a new book, which is George A. Romero's Living Dead, which is a story he started and never actually finished. He died before he got to the end. And the estate just got other authors in, or one particular author in to actually finish the book off. And just stay there. I'm just going to get this weighty tome out of my bag. Hold on one sec.
He's actually gone off to get it.
Yes,
I've got it here. I've got it in my hand. My word, it's thick.
And what about the book?
And the book. Yeah. Let's see now. So it's finished up by an author by the name of Daniel Krauss, who wrote The Shape of Water.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
And so far, I like the way they're fleshing out the characters in this. It's nearly 800 pages long.
And 100% less fish diddling.
Yes.
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 Always
That's
good
a
to know.
technical term, folks. You have to be a trained marinologist to use that.
Yes, exactly.
Indeed.
Fish diddling is a skill that should be acknowledged and celebrated. But
although you never know, it might end up with zombie diddling in this one.
Oh no!
So,
oh no!
It has happened before. There is an Italian film, Erotic Nights of the Living Dead.
Oh,
What?
Lord.
Are you,
Don't
really?
look that up. Yeah,
No.
I'm
Some
not
of them
kidding.
zombies
Don't
are
look that up.
sexy.
Yeah, well, you know,
Some
the
of them
guys
still
are.
got it.
Some of them are still juicy.
Some of them are a bit stiff.
Wow.
Oh, that one was ripe.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Oh, dear God.
What you want to do, right, is you want to get the duct tape and put it right round the waist.
Keep the hips in place.
Yeah. Don't worry about that ripping sound.
Oh, no. Oh, good Lord. Right. Well, that's the end of my dinner. Thanks.
It came out at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's me for this week. I won't go into all the other stressful stuff that's been happening to me. I do have a disco fridge now.
A disco fridge.
A disco fridge, because the light bulb's slowly going at the actual LED. So now it's strobing me every time I open the door. And it's like, I'm starting to feel funny looking at this light. Oh, yes, of course. There's epilepsy runs in my family. I better shut the door.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say that you got the bodies of Shawaddy Waddy in there or something.
No, Shaking Stevens.
Roddy Warrior buried under the moon of love as well, you know.
Yes, exactly.
Dr. Dre's in there.
Yeah. Whereas Shaking Stevens is behind the fridge door. Anyway. Good Lord. Look, you're not going to get pearls out of this. I'm on like enough fucking paracetamol and ibuprofen to flatten a horse.
Ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen.
A Booperfed.
You fucking know it. Ibuprofen. Call back.
Yep.
Ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen. Ibuprofen. Neurofen.
Ibuprofen. This is a fen. I hit it with my fist, which means I've booped a fen.
Ibuprofen. You buprofen. We buprofen.
It's that bounty hunter from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Booperfen.
Bobba
The Book of Booperfen.
Bobba Booperfen. Oofa doofa bofafen.
Ooh da 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 solo. Jedi.
Ibuprofen. Den wanna wanga buprofen.
Do you want a wanga? No, thanks. I've already eaten. Thank you.
No, I've been off with
Do you want a
zombie.
wanga?
Mina kunis bupafen.
Mina kunis. Anyway, I'm on drugs. Leave me alone. Ibuprofen. Nothing wrong with a callback.
We need that as a spoken password on an audio system there.
Yeah,
Can
exactly.
you suggest that to someone?
Yeah.
Ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Anyone we know?
Yeah,
No?
no. Yeah. The funny thing is, you type it down and someone will say, "Oh yeah, that's ibuprofen, and then there'll be me leaving the voice message going by ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen.
See, no one will ever break in. You could actually write it down and nobody'd ever get it.
Yep.
So there you go. Awesome.
Because we'll never know.
Right. Anywho, is that it, sir? Have you done?
Oh yeah, I'm done.
You're done.
I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, I'll try and speed through mine. I'll start with a game I've started playing to get this one out of the way. It's called Hi-Fi Rush, which is basically one of these spectacle fighters, which isn't to say that someone has glasses on. It's like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta or one of these.
Yes.
It's like you run round, you beat the fuck out of everything, but you try and do it as stylishly as possible. But you try and do it to the beat of the music. The whole game is based around music. And it's quite cool, but the music's really cool because you've got like 1 Million by 9 Inch Nails and lots of rock covers. Prodigy, Fiona Apple and Prodigy, Invaders Must Die.
Oh,
and,
nice. That track.
Yeah, so you got lots and lots and lots of heavy beat rock music going through. And it's really, really cool. and it's good fun, and it's beautifully animated. It looks like an episode of like your sort of early doors sort of manga anime. Sorry, it's more like anime / early Ben 10 sort of, westernized anime kind of thing. And I've had a really good time with it, and it's good because the idea is you can run around, you can beat people up, and you can just smash through the game pretty easy. But if you want to do really well, the idea is that you time all your hits to the beat of the music.
Right.
So as the music's going dun, dun, da, 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 like that, you're kind of going bash, 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 sort of thing. And if you get the timing right, you just do more damage. That's essentially it. But it also means you end up sort of getting into this flow of sort of running around and sort of like you're sort of tapping the controller in time to the music, and it's quite fun. It's a lot of fun. And it's got a good sense of humour about it as well. And, both slapstick and the dialogue humour. And it does have my all-time favourite gags, which is when someone gets punched really hard, it all goes into slow-mo and you see them going, oh, as their faces are being blown apart by a punch to the head and stuff like that. So, yeah, a lot of fun. It's on Xbox, PC, PS5. Very colourful, beautifully animated, lot of fun. The next thing, I've watched unfinished 3-Body Problem on Netflix.
Ah, okay, yep.
Has anyone else watched this yet?
Yes.
No.
Not yet.
I'm going to get around to it. I really will.
Okay. In which case I'll spare you all of it, but the long and the short of it is the basic premise is it's set in 3 time zones.
Okay.
And there's sort of revolutionary China back in, I think it's the 50s, something like that. And a little girl sees her father beaten up, who's a physicist, beaten to death by the revolutionary party. And then she's sent off to prison camp, and then because of her physics knowledge gained from her father, she's brought in to work on a project which isn't what she thinks it is, and is sent a message from outer space. The message says, do not talk to us, do not reply, because if you do, things will be bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then she just so fucked off with everything, she hits send. And I'll leave the rest of it from there. But then what you've got the rest of the plan and the rest of all the consequences from that moment playing out across 2 different time zones, modern day and sort of somewhere in the sort of early 70s, sort of late 70s, early 80s. And it's a kind of hard one to review because you kind of, if you've read the books, you'll know that there's a lot missing. If you've seen the 12-part Chinese version of 3-Body Problem, then you will think, God, there's a fuckload missing. Plus, some of the stuff they've included in Netflix is part of book 2.
Right.
So, but if you take it on its own merits, it's pretty damn solid. But it takes about 4 episodes before you sit there and everything starts to lock together and you're kind of like, oh, wow. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does take a time, doesn't it?
It does. The first
and there's only 8 episodes this time round as well, so that's halfway through the season.
Yeah, you get to about halfway through the season, you think, where the fuck is this going? You're never bored, but you're never quite sure where it's going and why. And then all of a sudden, it's just everything, all the different characters start to go click, 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 and all start to meet up with each other across different time zones. And
it does ramp up as well, though, doesn't it?
It does. It kind of goes from 0 to 100 in the last 4 episodes. The bit with the boat and the wires,
that's very, very good.
There's some amazing set pieces in it. I just don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but there is a moment where you just sit there going, bloody hellfire.
No, surely they won't do that, will they?
They won't.
Oh, no, they are.
Yeah, they're not going to. They have. Oh, okay, right, fine. They're not going to show us everything. Oh, they are, right? Okay. I won't spoil it because it is a big spoiler as to what they've done and why they've done it and how they've done it. But it is a moment of kind of like fucking hell. So I would recommend it, but I would have the caveat that if you've seen or read if you've seen the Chinese version or you've read the books, you might be kind of wondering why it's quite as rushed as it is, which sounds odd because the first 4 episodes really do feel like they're dragging somewhat. But yeah, but it holds your attention, and then it goes woohoo, and you're like, okay, and you're going to show me what now, and how are we going to resolve? Oh, you're not going to resolve this, right? Okay. But yeah, so they've got a bit of book. They've got most of book 1 and a bit of book 2 already folded into one season. So they're definitely rushing it. That's for sure. But anyway, we're talking about that in the green room, Elton, I think. Right. So, and that's that. And then the last thing was last week. I was asked by work to get involved with a thing we do called Design the Future, which is a sort of corporate seminar thing to sort of where we get a load of sort of like big brains in to sort of do little presentations and clever stuff.
How long did it take for someone to say flying cars?
No one did. No, it was all it was all AI and donut economics and
an economical donut.
Yes, I know. Tell me about it. And then there was another thing about genetically modified pesticides to wipe out particular brands of insect, specifically one type of insect, and all this kind of thing. Because what we've got is a food shortage of a biblical scale coming down the line at us, and all. It was quite apocalyptic, to be honest.
Great.
But yeah, so there was that. But I did a load of graphics for it, and I did a lot of presentation stuff for it, and so I was kind of drafted in to be one when you see those royal lectures, the Reef lectures on Christmas. That's where it was being held.
Oh, cool.
So that's where I was, but I had to wear all black, which was obviously a difficult one for me. But I had to wear all black.
How did you manage it?
Exactly, and I had to keep bringing on props for the different presenters. So I'd be one of the people who come off stage left and kind of drop something in and that sort of thing. And I was also liaison to scientist BBC presenter bloke Jim Al-Khalili, who's a quantum physicist. And it's like it's quite funny. You're sort of one of these. I'm standing there thinking, this is one of those guys you see on like BBC 4 doing like Horizon and telling you all about the fabric of the universe and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, and as it turned out, the only thing I talked to him about was chocolate eclairs and the trains to Portsmouth.
Right, okay.
Because that's what you do when you have a man who understands the entire workings of the entire universe. You stand there and go, so you just come up from Guildford? And he's like, yep, came up from Guildford, and I've got to get back to Portsmouth, so I've got to get away on a train. And right, so how's Portsmouth? Well, it's a little difficult to get around, and okay. And I felt like I'd missed a trick. Yeah. I felt like I had right in front of me. I had like the font of all knowledge. Yeah. It's a bit like having the Holy Grail in my hands and then using it as a Tommy Tippy juice cup. It was just like I could have asked him so.
Is there a lid for this?
Is there a lid for this?
Oh, here, small Charles. Here's a colouring book for you to use.
Exactly. Yeah, I've got all of the Dead Sea Scrolls, and I was using it as toilet paper. I mean, it was really kind of like I feel like I've missed an opportunity there. But no, and the funniest thing was because I was kind of liaising this bloke around a lot. One of the things he had to do was like a photography session for the company magazine. So they got this photographer, And they've got this table, and they're like, oh, we've got to go for some sciencey lighting to make it look like he's kind of cool and all this sort of thing. So they got this lightsaber thing that looks like a lightsaber, and it's like kind of one of them's orange and then one of them's blue. And before this gym geezer turned up, because he's only got like 15 minutes before he kind of comes in, 15 minutes of photography, and then he's out, does his presents the show for an hour and a bit, mingles around with the people at the end, the hoi polloi who turned up for this thing, and then he fucks off to Portsmouth. So the cameraman has said to me, he goes, well, before Jim turns up, we need to set up all the lighting. I'm like, okay, fine. And the guy's like, do you mind being the stand-in model? And I'm like, oh, what? And he's like, yeah, you just have to sit like you are Jim Al-Khalili in between these lights. I'm like, okay. And he took these photographs of me, and no joking, I'm hoping I'll get them back. I looked like fucking Garth Marenghi.
Greetings, traveller.
Exactly. It was completely black. If you can imagine, completely black image.
Yeah.
With just one side of my face bright orange, and the other side of my face this, lightsaber blue, and then right down the middle was dark. And it's just like
Shaman, Dreamweaver,
blood, and bits of sick. I mean, I know people who use subtext, and they're all cowards. I mean,
I'm one of the few people I know that's actually written more books than he's read.
Exactly. And it was so naff. I look so naff, but I love it. And they even had me doing this Christine Keeler kind of shot across like a chair.
With no clothes on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I literally look like someone had thrown a Pillsbury Doughboy into a black hole.
Make love to the camera, and I'm spent.
But yeah, so I did that, and it was like a super spreader event because 3 people I know who have been there have now all got colds. And then I went to, and then the work partners took us all to the King's Head pub where we all had beer. And then someone said, oh, tequila shots. And that's when the day ended in a fiery mess. Friday.
Gordon Brown started playing, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, it was Perfect Day. It was like ding, 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 ding.
Sorry, I can hear in my head Golden Brown sung by Gordon Brown. I don't know why.
Gordon Brown.
Gordon Brown. Yes.
Texture like sun. Lay me
down.
With my Ed Sheerans.
With my Ed Sheerans. Throughout the night, no need to fight. Never a frown, because I am Golden Brown.
With Alden Brown.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop talking now before my accent turns into something really racially inappropriate.
Yeah. Old and brown, texture like runs. Anyway, we'll leave that there. Anyway, so that was my week. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't watched anything else apart from this fucking movie we're going to be reviewing. Anyway, let's wrap it up there. We're going to do some feedback. Oh, good blimey. There is a bit. On the feedback on the Facebook group, we had feedback, facebook.com/group/the Black Dog Podcast, and we had David Renane, who said, and I quote, "What? No catchphrase this week?" Because we didn't do a catchphrase this week. Well, we did, but we was just a little bit elsewhere. And he said, given that I've just watched the trailer for next week's film, which we're going to be reviewing, he went, "Smoke bomb, baby," might be more apt. For the love of God, don't watch the trailer for next week's film. Go in blind. At least you wish you'd had been. We will be getting to that shortly, David. Pete Organ of the Borgcast, borgcast.libsyn.com, said, I went to the cinema with Anne-Marie to see Train Spotting. When we were dating, neither of us were impressed, probably because the trailer sold it as a knockabout comedy caper, which, as you pointed out, it definitely isn't. Have any of you seen the sequel? Might be interesting to know whether or not Renton remains an unlikable Canute. I haven't seen it.
I've not seen it. No.
No.
The book. Get
You
round
read-
to it, but then I keep thinking, maybe not. How much Scottish grimness do I need in my life? Actually,
Yeah.
I'm still good.
Yeah, approximately 0. I'm good. Okie dokie. So, no, that's generally it. No, we haven't. David Jackala of the Dark Corner podcast, he wrote in to say, because last time we were doing ASMR, talking very quietly into the mic. Hold on. ASMR. He said, the thing about mimicking ASMR podcasts for a comedic effect is that whispering and the clicking of fingers, it still works. So thanks for the head tingles.
Oh my God.
Well, there you go. There you go. It's fine. Do you know what? ASMR, it works. I'm
Should
not
we
judging.
just sell out and just do it? Yeah.
What? I'm just stirring the glass.
I'm going to chew some chewing gum right to the microphone.
You're stirring the glass.
I'm just opening. I'm opening a plastic egg. I'll open it again.
Is that where Barbie comes from?
Yeah, I'm just going to take it again. Here we go. That's a plastic egg. Don't ask
Just
me
go
where
into the fridge for a lion bar. It's a pop.
Anyway, so there you go. So if anybody wants a Black Dog ASMR podcast, just let us know. We'll think about it. Jeffrey Mark Hyman, also wrote in to say, thanks for choosing this film, Trainspotting. I would never have seen it if it was not for this podcast. It's a remarkable piece of work, slick, funny, more horrific than anything featured during the indeterminate weeks of horror. The discussion turning towards Clockwork Orange really made me think of the film Click. Made my thinking of the film Click. Sorry, it makes much more sense now that the wall of the pub when Tommy and Spud are chatting had the same thing as the milk bar written on on Kubrick's film. Same writing as milk bar on Kubrick's film.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Yes, sorry, I completely murdered that piece of feedback there, Jeffrey. But yes, you're right. Yes, Clockwork Orange. It's definitely very, very. It's got a lot of thematic links. Definitely. And there you go. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any feedback for any episodes, then by all means, just send them in to feedback@blackdogpodcast.com, or by all means, jump onto facebook.com/groups/the Black Dog Podcast and leave the message there, and we'll read it out. Now, just before we go to Saturnalia, Cave Girl from Outer Space review, and we all take a break just to make a cup of tea, I just want to address one thing that happened last week. Last week, a lady that some of you may have heard of called Taylor Swift released an album. Now, she released 2, and I was later informed by my Swiftie daughter that one of the tracks on the second Rare album, whatever that means, was called The Black Dog. And it was quickly brought up that it actually referred to a pub, which is supposedly somewhere in Watford. Don't ask me. I don't know. I have no idea. What I do know is that within 10 minutes of the album being released, last week's podcast, the one for Trainspotting, got nearly 30 times the amount of views as anything else. And I mean, on average, just so that everyone knows, pull back the curtain for a second. On average, every episode gets around about 400 to 500 views in a week. Okay? Not massive numbers, but, it's still good to know that you're all out there. We got this, thanks to this fucking Taylor Swift thing, we got nearly, I would say about sort of, without looking at the figures right now, somewhere around about 10,000 views for that one episode. But
I so wish that was the G.I. Joe episode.
But allow me just to pop everyone's balloon. Because one thing you can do on Libsyn, which is our host, is check for. You can go through to Apple Podcasts and check how long people listen for. At minute 1, we had around about 10,000 listeners. At about minute 2, we had about 9,000. At minute 3, we had still about 9,000. And at minute 4, we had 500. At minute 5, we had 250. And at minute 6, balance had been restored to the force, and we were back to about 150 listeners, climbing up to our usual by the end of the week 400-500 listeners. So for all those Swifties out there, disappointed 10,000 Swifties out there, thanks. and to everyone who was involved in the podcast last time, thank you for not giving me jokes which would have got me cancelled. And certainly thank fuck they never heard that podcast where I talked about my daughter playing Taylor Swift tracks all around Scotland. So there you go. Anyway, and on that note, we shall draw a close to this half of the episode. We shall roll the jingle. We shall go get cups of tea, and then we'll be back to discuss Saturnalia, Cave Girl from Out My Arse. Roll the jingle. Right, so Saturnalia, Cave Girl from Outer Space is directed and written and stars Joshua Kennedy, and also Danny Thompson, who is the Cave Girl in titled Cave Girl, and Stephanie Jo Sainitz. It also stars Jonathan Tammetz, never heard of him. Ronnie Zamoa, never heard of them. Julian Flores, never heard of them. Brian Martinez, nope. Tom Pearson as Captain Hooker, and Brian J. Warren as Warren. Yeah, the movie was released in 2022, has a grand running time of 73 minutes. So this podcast's opening segment was actually longer than it. And there is absolutely no Wikipedia on it at all. So I would just like to add my Wikipedia. My Wikipedia says, Saturnalia, Cave Girl from Outer Space, was written and directed by Joshua Kennedy. Joshua wanted to get his rocks off and realised that he could hire a cheap porn actress on the cheap if he just made up some penny ante old fucking nonsense and just got her to wear a bikini. He got his wish, he got his money, he released it, he probably turned a profit, but most likely didn't. That's it. There's no money, there's no cost, there's no nothing, there's no budget, there's no information at all on this, apart from it's been made by GUI Film Productions.
Yeah, let's not examine that too closely.
Yeah, so there you go.
I can tell you from a review I found online.
Go on.
It was shot in 5 days.
No shit.
And apparently,
Yeah.
in those 5 days, he also had Danny Thompson do scenes for two other movies.
Did he now?
Including Cave Girls versus Pterodactyls and a Hush Hush forthcoming project that had the working title of Mantopus.
I mean,
wow, it just writes itself, doesn't it? It really does.
Pretty much, because I think
It writes something.
Yeah, it certainly fucking does.
In crayon.
Yeah, on a wall of a toilet. Just so we can place the blame where we need to place it. By the way, this film was chosen last episode from a two box system. One was going to be Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scar Giver, and the other one was suggested to me as a sort of like Brucey bonus in the box kind of thing by Lee Bromham. Listener Lee Bromham. I thought, yeah, this will be funny. I didn't look at the trailer. I suggested it, and you idiots picked it.
No, we picked the box. We didn't pick this.
Yeah, well, you know how bloody Deal or No Deal works.
Yep.
You got the £1 box, mate. That's what you got.
That much? Are you sure?
No, I think I'm talking about pound in weight for the Norks.
Right. Okay.
But there you go. That's just me. Right. I genuinely don't know what to say about this film. I mean, we can go around the table and then do a spoiler bit if you like, but
yeah, let's stick to the format.
Let's stick to the format.
Let's cling to some shred of sanity while we yet can.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go then. So I go around the table before we get to the spoilers. What spoilers? And then we'll just bail out. We'll just pull the ripcord and get the fuck out of this pile of old shit. So let's go around the table. I'll go last because it was my pick, apparently. So yeah, let's go around the table. So Jim, what did you think of Saturnalia, Cave Girl from Outer Space?
Well, last week our reasoning was we don't know what's in the box.
No.
But it'll be shorter than Rebel Moon, the caregiver, or whatever it's called.
The carer.
The spoon giver. Yeah.
And we thought, oh, this is only 73 minutes. This will be a breeze. I forgot Einstein's most important rule. Time is relative. And in this case, it was your mad uncle's deranged fiancée who's invited herself for Christmas dinner.
Oh, God.
And my God, they were some of the longest 72 minutes of my life. I honestly felt like it was about 4 hours just dripping away, kind of make it end, make something happen, or just gonna die. Would that be an acceptable excuse? Can I turn that in? I'm sorry, Jim couldn't attend this week's Black Dog because he died. Signed, my mum.
A brief case of death. Don't worry, he'll be better for next week.
Oopsie daisies.
Oh my God, dear me. I mean, I try to judge things, on a fair level playing field. This was obviously a low budget movie.
Yep.
But this was no Man with a Screaming Forehead, let me tell you.
No. It wishes.
I think I'll leave that there for now before the dam breaks.
Yeah. Oh, good Lord. Right, okay. Elton.
Yeah, do you really have to ask?
Well, I feel like I should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, everything that Jim said is absolutely 100% correct.
Yes.
It did feel like a 4-hour, 3-episode, I don't know, like Lord of the Rings type thing.
Yep.
Where it clearly something went wrong in the space-time continuum because, man, I've never felt 73 minutes feel so long.
Yep.
It was incredible. Congratulations to whoever made this. You slowed down time.
Yep.
Wow. Time dilation. Wonderful.
Yep.
Physical time dilation.
Yep.
I was not impressed by this at all. Everyone should be thoroughly ashamed of themselves.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Go on.
I could list the people that have just wasted my time. You have all wasted our collective time in creating this. Sorry to go into the main thing, but you time wasters, you actually wait. I could name everyone from the visual effects and the art direction, the music, the producers, all the other people that are in alphabetical order and all the other cast. You all should hang your head in shame. You wasted everyone's time, plus us four.
Plus us 4. Yeah. I like that we come in as a sort of like distant second to everyone else's time being wasted. Thanks for that.
No, but the people that made it and us 4, and then probably someone else who've actually seen it all the way through.
Yes, this is true.
We could all fit in a room, the amount of people that have seen this all the way through. With plenty of room to spare and room for sandwiches on the side.
And that includes the cast and crew.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah. That's, yeah. Yeah.
Shame on you.
Cool. Okay.
Apart from that, yeah, not bad.
Apart from that, yeah, it's okay. Okay. I feel like I'm gearing up. I'm gearing up for bracing myself on the next one. Darren. Go on.
Well, what can one say that hasn't already been said? Really? Do you know what? There have been some medical procedures.
Yeah.
Right. That I've regretted. In fact, there's been 3 times I've had endoscopy in certain places. And I've got to say, I got more out of those experiences than I got out of this one. I really did. The photography was better, for one thing.
Yep.
Plot.
There was a plot, yeah. There was definitely a plot.
There was an emotion.
Yeah. There was also, I felt pain during those operations, which is more than I felt at all during this, apart from kind of like, is this over yet? Are we done?
Yeah.
Is this over yet? Are we done?
Are we done yet?
Yeah. Are we done? Are we done? No, we're not done? Okay. Is done. Yeah.
I am not finished. I am finished.
Oh, mate, this was terrible. This wasn't even like so bad it's good or anything like that. This was just bad.
Does this actually qualify as a film?
Just about. I think it's because it's over an hour and something. It's like, he's done the least amount of work possible or necessary to make this actually class as a film and not just like a YouTube video.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I sat down and I thought, I had that thing where when you know that you're going to watch a bad movie, you've got to put your brain in a certain mindset. When you watch like red letter media reviews or something like that of really bad films, you've got to sit there and go, okay, we got to judge this by an entirely different criteria. We've got to look at it sort of like from what were they intending, what were they hoping, and was it all done in good faith? And from this, I watched it and I couldn't make it through. I couldn't make it through the 74 minutes, not in one sitting. I literally had to stop 3 times. I stopped it. I did like 15, 20 minutes, and I was like, this is bollocks. And then I sort of went off, and then I came back and I did another 15, 20 minutes, and there was a whole thing of him literally just sitting in a camper van doing nothing but staring into space for 5 whole minutes, just staring. And you think, what the fuck am I watching? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to skip forward 5-10 seconds. Nope, he's still there. Skip forward 10 seconds. No, he's still there. Skip forward 10 seconds. No, he's still there. How many fucking skips do I have to do? And then, yeah, I'm lost for words. I'm genuinely lost for words, because the thing is, when you see bad movies, there's something to be gained from them. You watch The Room, and you go, yeah, The Room, okay. It's funny because you can feel the sincerity of someone trying to make something and it being an absolute abject fuck up. That's there's something endearing and funny and enjoyable about that. Manos, The Hands of Fate, ditto. You know, it's the same thing. You get people going, we're going to make a really good horror movie, and being so utterly inept and incompetent.
Yeah.
You think, okay, you gave it a good shot. It's hilariously bad. Street Fighter the movie, same thing. It's like hilariously sincere while also being as camp as tits and stupid, but hilariously so. This wanted you to think that. And that's what I hated most about it. It wanted you to go, oh, he's being funny. He's making a bad movie. Isn't it funny? It's like irony for people who think irony is the thing that you use to take the creases out of your shirtsies. It genuinely was an insulting pile of fucking old bollocks. And it's been a long time since I came away from a film feeling quite so angry.
Yeah.
And don't get me started with Danny Big Boobs Thompson. She had no dialogue and she still couldn't fucking act. It's like, you didn't even have to deliver lines, love. You just had to look convincing. You just totally and utterly failed. And he, well, you can just read between the lines. Basically, he sat there and thought, I'm going to make a movie about bringing a girl to life so I can stick her in a bikini. I wonder if I'll get away with this. Fuck, I have. Woohoo. I mean, it's just, that was it. That was his entire raison d'etre in a nutshell. I got away with it.
He is one of them guys I think would have on his Tinder, in his profile, be, I'm a bit crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Colin from it's crazy Colin from the Fast Show. You know, turns up with a funny tie and thinks it's his personality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, ugh. Anyway, I loathed every mortal fucking second of this movie, and it made me angrier and angrier the more I had to watch it. And I genuinely have watched some bad films in the 16 years we've done this podcast, but I tell you what, none have been quite so insultingly fucking knowingly awful as this. Tammy and the T-Rex, it was hilarious because it was inept. It wasn't trying to be bad. This thing, well, you see the reviews on IMDb and elsewhere, it's people going, oh, nobody appreciates his genius. It's like, fuck off. Fuck off, you illiterate buffoons. Just because you think you found a white label of an old film and think you're suddenly finding like the dark hidden recesses of the movie world, it don't make you red letter media. It don't make you Angry Joe movies. It don't make you some sort of massive connoisseur of films. It just makes you a complete dildo trying to find a brilliant film out of a pile of shit and pretend that you're somehow an amazing connoisseur of cinema. It's like, fuck off. And I felt that all the way through the movie. I just felt anger to the idiots who sit there on Letterboxd going, oh, nobody understands the amazing thing of Joshua's movies. It's like, yeah. Isn't that funny? Fuck off. Ugh, it's just absolute dog shit. And do you know what's really funny? I genuinely think that if we could do this podcast and we release it, it's the kind of thing that he will find out about and he'll come back to us on. I genuinely think that will be the case. Because it's just absolute bollocks in every way, shape and form. And if he just wants to get hold of Danny's fucking tits, then, you know, just pay her the going rate, mate, and just leave it, because she's a fucking porn actress. You know? I mean, I don't want to be sexist here, but that's clearly what you're fucking all about. You couldn't wait to get her out of her bra, stick her in bed, and, oh, look, she's fallen in love with me. Oh, she's in the shower. Ooh, fuck off. Anyway, should we move on to the spoiler zone?
Good idea.
Do we have to? I mean,
Yeah.
Is there?
Can't we just end it here?
Yeah, we could do. I mean, hold on. Here we go.
I've got some games on my laptop I could be being shit at right now.
Yeah.
I really could be.
I could be playing the opening to Hi-Fi Rush again and listening to Lonely Boy by fucking, was it Black Keys? Anyway, but here we go.
Euphemism.
Right, okay, that's the spoiler zone. Don't watch this film, just be spoiled. So, this movie is about some dweeb who's getting nowhere with his girlfriend and is a pizza delivery guy. He gets nowhere with that. He's a cartoonist and
He's not very good at that either.
he's not very good at that either. And then he goes into a science lab, steals a camera without a shell on it.
Yeah, very clearly.
Very clearly a camera without a shell on it. Puts a couple of LED lights on the end, goes onto the online into the internet, goes to Action Effects, buys pack number 1 laser effects, sticks it all over the fucking lot and calls it a day. And the other 150 quid he spent paying a glamour model, quote unquote, from her own page, a glamour model just to basically wank about on Brighton Pier in a fucking cave girl bikini. Have I missed anything?
No, I don't think so. No, I just find it. I know films can be like an hour and 15, hour and whatever, but it is bare minimum making this sort of thing, isn't it? It's not humorous. It's not funny. There's no wry smiles from this whatsoever. There's nothing funny in this. I struggle to find that this is even worthy of putting on IMDb. It's just because it happened. And I find it a struggle that it's classed as a film. It's barely anything, really. Everyone's time would have been much better served doing something else. Cutting the grass.
Yep.
I don't know. Picking up dog shit from your local park or something like that would have been much better.
Yeah.
Don't hold back, Ellen.
Yeah.
I can tell. I just said you're pulling your punches, mate.
I don't get it. Someone wrote this stuff down and went, okay, right, we're going to make... At no point did they go, do you know what? It's a bit wank, isn't it?
Yeah. I think
But they soldiered on with it, pushing through, thinking that they were... To the point where they're, oh, hang on, this is going to be ironic that we're actually making this, or it's going to be a bit crazy. It might actually catch on. It might get a bit cult following. You never know. Someone actually might like it. No.
I think you said that wrong. You said cult. I think you actually...
there's a typo. Yeah, there's a typo
did you
there.
mean that?
Oh, sorry.
Right, okay.
I must have broke up there. Sorry. But it's just... What an absolute waste of time, energy, resources, everything. I just don't see the point in doing this. You know it's crap. You know it's going to be utter garbage and get lambasted, but not for the right things. We've said it like before, like with Birdemic and Hands of Manos and all them sort of films. There is something that we can't quite put our finger on that makes them worthy of reviewing and watching and discussing. There is nothing to be discussed in this film. I don't think there's anything that we can turn around and go, well, let's have a discussion on this point here.
No.
There is nothing.
No. It's the kind of film that mates make between each other to make each other laugh.
That was my feeling on it, because there is one film this reminded me of, which we have done on this show.
Yeah.
And that was Larmageddon.
Yes.
And I had the same sort of feeling about this as Larmageddon, which is kind of like, if this is like, it's the equivalent, cinematic equivalent of kind of the stupid tapes we all did with our mates.
Yeah.
If you got hold of a microphone and a C90 and did some...
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just
all done that.
Did lots of really crap jokes that make you laugh.
Yeah.
At that level, that's fine. I'm not sure they should have been let out into the wild.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it's not the fact it's stupid and childish and all the rest of it. It's the fact it's so bloody slow. It's kind of, I felt kind of, you can get away with this kind of really obvious humor, but you've got to pick up the pace a bit here. You know what I mean? I'm just watching punchlines kind of, edging towards me like, asthmatic ants. And it's kind of, come on, give me the punchline, please. Oh, Christ. It's like, Yep. I honestly thought, have I got this on the wrong speed?
Yep.
Should I be watching this at like to ×2 speed and it actually would flow properly then? And be half as long. But it just felt like kind of, what? Come on. If you're going to do these lame jokes, do them quick at least and just throw enough at the wall some will hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of, with this sort of humour, if you're going to, for like, rubbish and crazy, you do it quick and do it very quick.
Yeah.
And things will land and you'll get somewhere just through force momentum. But this has no momentum whatsoever. And it's just gonna, look, you're not going to get to 90 minutes. Could we have done this in 45?
Yep. Well, exactly. It's that whole thing. It's that, like I say, that scene where he's on the run, he sits in that car and he nods off. And it's like, now any normal film would have literally just cut to nighttime and you'd seen he's asleep. It's like he sits there and it's sort of twilight and then all of a sudden it cuts again and it's dark and he's asleep and the gun goes off and then it cuts again and they're out. But it doesn't. Instead, it decides that watching him act, in inverted commas, act dozing off for 5 fucking minutes. I mean, it's a kind of hard thing to realise, but 5 minutes is a lot longer than you might expect when you're actually just sitting there watching nothing.
2001 started off on a black screen, didn't it?
Yes.
And for, 2.5, maybe 3 minutes, was just black screen, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was...
I got more out of that black screen than I did for this whole film.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, mentioning that black screen, I went to the Prince Charles to see that with Andy Plastides, and I actually got up and went to the projection. Went back to the ushers and said, "I think there's something wrong with the film because it's completely black." And they laughed at me, and I realised my mistake and sat down. But the thing was, it's just 2 minutes of just staring at that made me uncomfortable enough to think something's wrong.
Yeah.
And as soon as and that's bad enough, especially considering I should bloody known better. But 2 minutes, not 5, of watching some scuzzy twat in a hat pretend to nod off while he slowly desaturates everything using After Effects. In fact, I probably don't think he used After Effects. He used fucking Movie Maker and just turned the fucking colour down. It's like, oh wow, look at that. Look at the artistry involved in turning the saturation from 100 to 0 over the course of 5 fucking minutes. I mean, I know it's like the least of the biggest problems of this film, but that moment kind of cemented it for me, is how fucking ridiculous this movie was. Yeah. And the people who made it had no clue at all. And it makes me angrier when I think that there's all these people going, "Oh, isn't it amazing? He's being really ironic." It's like, no, he's not.
No, see, I have no skill of making movies whatsoever, and I think I could make something on par with this, but then I would realise I'm making something on par with this, and then not make it.
Yes.
I'd have the good sense to pull out of that and go, do you know what? No, this is wrong. I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah. Mistakes were made.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, I'm too eager to kind of rage at this thing. But Darren, go on. We've done our bit in the spoiler zone. You got anything you want to throw in? Okay, I'll take that as a no.
I was going to say, Papa's not getting his game time in, folks. Can we move this along?
Can we wrap it up? Do you know what? I do honestly, genuinely think that's probably a good way to do it. Just
have
to
you
bail
got
on it.
a level on Helldivers 2 that you could be screaming for help on at this 3 minutes?
Actually, I haven't checked to see what the current standing major orders are, but I will do now. Go on, you just talk amongst yourselves.
What I'll say is this: I watched this 2 weeks ago, and I can't remember fuck all from it. Right. Okay. This is it. It's such a forgettable film. Oh, yeah. I remember that the Saturnalia or whatever her fucking name is turns up in a shower at the beginning. Mm-hmm. And as you say, there's always these extended sequences that in any other movie would be just a throwaway thing.
Yep.
Like scratching his ass takes 10 minutes apparently, or whatever.
See, there was a scene in the very beginning that I wrote down. It was as we was getting into the movie. I thought, okay, I see where this is going. This could be quite amusing. And it was when they were apparently on Saturn. Yeah.
You mean was it Eastbourne? Yeah.
Somewhere
in
on a
Eastbourne.
beach. And I thought, okay, this could be slightly amusing, really badly made, slightly amusing, but we'll see how it goes. And I wrote down, look, I can see power lines in the background. And I thought, yeah, that's been put there intentionally, hasn't it? Yeah. They've deliberately put power lines in the background, so you go, they put power lines in the background.
Yeah.
No, I'm not falling for it. No.
It's kind of the reverse of that thing that people keep saying nowadays with certain films like with certain franchises like Star Trek. Star Trek has been labelled occasionally a thing called competency porn, which is the idea that everyone in the show or film has a job to do, will do it calmly and get the job done because they are competent at what they're doing. What this is incompetency porn. It literally is trying to make you go, ha ha ha, I'm so clever, I have just noticed how bad this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the worst because it's insincere. It's capitalizing on fucking idiots who think that this is somehow some major masterpiece because they found a funny film because you don't believe how bad this is. And it's got a woman with big tits in it. And it's just like, it is a film for morons by morons. And it's the kind of film that makes me want to go and make a film. And the film just to prove that it can be done.
Yeah.
And yet I just can't. I don't want to give it that much time. I genuinely don't. The worst bit was that, when you got three of the main actors, well, in the comic characters, have literally no dialogue. And so you think, right, they have no dialogue. How can they fuck up bad acting? I mean, you've got to be some kind of miracle moron to fucking be able to just make incompetence get to the level where you don't even have to deliver a line. You just have to stand there looking gormless, holding onto a spear on fucking Eastbourne Beach, going, while the music goes, Saturnalia. oh, it's like, fuck off. Just fuck off. And then there's that whole thing with Saturnalia punching the twin sister who happens to be in an almost eternally wet wetsuit that you can see through. Oh, you can see her boobies. It's like, for fuck's sake. And then they have that bit where the bad guy and the good guy stand side by side eating popcorn, watching the two of them punch each other.
That was just fucking annoying.
And it's just like, it would work if they were doing some kind of, let's go really kitsch with the whole thing. If they were doing some kind of sexy wrestling, but he hasn't got the special effects knowledge, know-how, or budget to make the same actress fight herself outside of just doing quick cuts to camera, face to face. So these two idiots eating popcorn, looking at nothing, it's just like, it took a joke that wasn't very funny and literally made it less funny.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some kind of magical fucking ability to actually become anti-joke. It literally comes from a completely different dimension where jokes have no meaning. It's just like, it's like Doctor Strange, multiverse of madness level of fucking, what reality are we in where this joke is actually less funny by the fact that I realised that it was supposed to be funny.
There's a joke on the other side of the galaxy just hurtling towards it at light speed just to counter it out.
Yeah, it's quantum entanglement.
Yeah.
It's like, for this bad joke to exist, a good joke somewhere else in the other side of the galaxy is instantaneously coming into being.
You lucky bastards.
Yeah, lucky bastards. And, and the cave girl herself, okay? I mean, people have got to earn a living. I understand that. But Jesus H. Christ, she literally turns up and within 2 minutes, her top's off, she's in a shower, and then she's doing some kind of fucking come hither kind of action to the pizza guy. The pizza guy who then, after shagging her, using a joke from Young Frankenstein, I may add. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Madeline, it wasn't Madeline Kahn, was it? It was the other one, Terry Garr, where Terry Garr is basically ravished by the Frankenstein's monster, and she sort of like, he's got a massive wang, and suddenly he goes in and it cuts away, and then all of a sudden you hear her through the wall going, "At last, suddenly I found you," sort of thing, and they try it again in this fucking thing when Saturnalia, the cave girl, shags him. And it's like, that's the anti-joke. That literally is. This joke has actually traversed time and space from the late 1970s to literally arrive here in 2022 and be the complete antithesis of the joke we saw in 1979. I watched the film, laughed at a joke, and then nearly 50 years later, it came back and hit me in the face as an anti-joke.
Anti-joke.
Yeah. Well, the same that he ripped off 2001 as well, as he was falling into Saturn.
Oh, God, with the sort of flash frames.
The freeze frames.
Freeze frames. Oh, my God. I mean, and that makes it even worse. Because he's like trying to be like, he wants to have his cake and eat it. He wants to make an incompetent movie. So the frat boys and the fucking YouTube reactionaries, who sort of go, "You never believe the movie I've just seen," with a fucking still with a thumbnail with them kind of looking gormless like they've just stepped on a fucking Lego brick, with a big red circle around some nonsensical bit in a thumbnail. And it's just like, you can't have it both ways, mate. You can't be cine literate and make something that's supposed to be in a complete incompetent was made. You just can't, and it just doesn't work.
The problem is, this Joshua guy will Google this and listen to this, and he'll listen to the first bit and go, "Well, hang on, where's the review?" And then get to this part, and then hear us lambast his movie. And sit back, touching his little todger, going, "Oh, do you know what? They don't get it, or I got them, or I'm winning because they don't like it. No. You got this all wrong. You're the silly little sausage that actually made this, and this ain't anything, man. This is barely a fucking commercial.
I like that. This is barely a fucking commercial.
Yeah. I tell you what, I got more aroused by the shake and vac lady than all the action going on in this movie. 1980s was a very different time.
Do the shake and vac, put the fresheners back.
Sorry, go ASMR.
How did it get 4.9 on IMDb? Is this just Friends?
No, it's a bunch of fucking cinematic hipsters, right, who think they found something cool, right? Who always think they're finding something cool because they don't know what cool is, right? So what they do is they throw a load of fucking shit against the wall and hope it sticks. And then they stand there going, please think I'm cool. I am cool, aren't I? Please, it will give my life meaning.
Look at the...
I've got nothing else.
Yeah, look at what I found. Look at this amazing film. Because, the one... Right, here we go. User review. One user review. Here we go. Time well spent. 2 people found this helpful. 7 didn't. Let's just put it that way. Right? And it says here, when examining the films of Joshua Kennedy in the interest of fairness, one must use a level playing field and evaluate them for what they are, not what they're not. They are not big-budgeted Hollywood productions. They are economically produced independent films. To compare the two would be to do a disservice to the films, to the filmmaker, and to the viewers themselves. I first came upon the films of Joshua Kennedy via YouTube.
I bet you did.
Yeah. The first of his films I viewed was Dracula AD 2015, released in 2015. I was quite impressed. I have seen many independent films of this nature. To be completely honest, I even acted in one, and there you go.
Oh, there you go.
None of them touched the caliber of Dracula AD 2015. This homage to Hammer films was superior product in every way.
Because I was in it.
Yeah. The cinematography alone blew me away. But
I was in it.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to go check it out. Maurice Terenzio, and he's rated Freaky Friday a 10 out of 10. Cowgirls and Pterodactyls, 10 out of 10. Saturnalia, 10 out of 10.
This is a ringer, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is
'Cause
definitely
he was in
a
it.
ringer.
The Fungus Amongst Us, he's rated that 10 out of 10. Yeah. So, do you take the review from someone who's only given 10 out of 10 to things like Freaky fucking Friday?
This is the Joshua fellow, isn't it?
It's got to be.
It's yeah. They don't understand me.
Hold on. Here we go. This is the best bit. I then viewed Omega Man, the Alpha Omega Man, 2017, and Airline 1975, 2015. The talent that he showed in Dracula AD 2015 was not a fluke. My wife and I are now big fans of his work and are proud to have all of his released films in our DVD and Blu-ray collection. Among the elements that are indicative of every Joshua Kennedy movie is that they are unpretentious, right, entertaining, wrong, and, well, they're just plain fun to watch, subjective, and I have always left his films with a smile on my face and with the knowledge that the time it took to view the film was time well spent.
Because I was in it.
Yeah. Now that I've admitted my lack of impartiality, I can express my opinion of Joshua Kennedy's So his entire review has been 4 paragraphs. And then he finally gets to the last bit and goes, now I've shown that I'm not impartial. Let me express my opinion of Saturnalia. Prior to reviewing this film, I read this film's plot, and I must confess I had some doubts. The story just seemed so bizarre, so out there. I just wasn't sure if I was going to care for this one, but I stand corrected. The film turned out to be a delightful, engaging fantasy. It is, at least for me, a difficult film to describe, because I can't compare it to any other film. Saturnalia is definitely made from whole cloth. It's imaginative, very clever, very creative, and very well done. Signed, Maurice Terenzio, Ward B, Jeffrey Dahmer's Home for the Psychiatrically Disturbed.
just because you can't compare it to something, it's like me comparing a car to a sandwich.
Well,
They're not the same.
Well, I don't know. My Ford Focus reminds me of a cheese and pickle sandwich because that's what it smells like.
Fine, ruin the thing that I said. That's fine.
No, I get your point. Go on, Jim. I hear you winding one up.
Oh dear. It's something that kind of you need to do some of these disingenuous reviews, frankly.
Yeah.
If you look at the reviews by other real users of his other movies, they all tell a similar sad story of kind of like, well, what is this? This is so cheap and not very well done, and you know what I mean? It's kind of like, everyone's like, oh, really? Somehow, another film, his House the Gorgon, won a Rondo Award. I can only suspect there was some fraudulent emailing going on.
Yep.
To get that. He got Best Independent Film a couple of years ago, and I'm thinking, really?
Yeah.
Kind of ironic because today the new Rondo Awards came out, and I was a bit kind of, I've never been nominated, you know what I mean? And it's kind of, I found out he'd won one, I was really fucked off, I'll be honest. It's just kind of, you're fucking kidding me. Honestly. But I can only think there was some shady email activity just to swing a vote there.
Yeah.
But honestly, this is just I mean, so if you're gonna mess around and make lousy films on your own time and show them to your friends and show them at your local AV club or film festival, more power to you. Everyone has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But I say this shouldn't have been allowed out in the wild on its own.
No.
Or it should have a warning. You know what I mean? This isn't. I mean, I don't see. I'm lost for words. Really, I don't know who this is supposed to appeal to. And looking at the reviews from his other work, it's kind of, well, there's a handful of it's so bad it good sort of cretins out there, but most people are just kind of, oh, really? This isn't just well done enough. And I don't know. I say, if it's just just done for fun, for private entertainment, knock your socks off. I don't care. Yeah. But it's kind of, I don't know. If you're kind of trying to pass it off as any more than that, I'm running into problems because this really isn't cutting it.
No.
He's probably made about 20 films, and this is like a fairly recent one. You think, like, Jesus, how bad are the early ones?
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's kind of, I don't know. It's just kind of, I try and give these things a fair go. I honestly do, but this really tested my patience of just kind of like, this doesn't work. You really, I know you've got no money, but you've got all the time in the world to do a good script. One thing I will say on this movie I thought was actually very good was the music. The music was pitch perfect. It was just kind of like very kind of like, 60s, 70s sort of genre film music. That was absolutely pitch perfect. And it's kind of, it should have been in a film that was like, a send up of Barbarella or something like that. And the music was, frankly, it was the best thing in it. That was, I thought the music was actually very good. And it's kind of, it's a shame it didn't have a better film to go with it. And I just get the impression a lot of this was improvised, and a lot of it just seems really so padded. And it's kind of, look, just do it in half an hour, and we might all have a giggle.
Yeah. But
stretching it out like this, you're not doing yourself any favors here. You're not doing me a favor, certainly, because bloody hell. I say, definitely down there is one of the worst viewing experiences I've had, and I've seen some right rubbish. But you know what I mean? It's just kind of.
Do you know what?
It reminded me cardinal sin of being boring.
Yeah. Go on, Dal.
It reminded me of that thing from Garth Marenghi. Everything that didn't have dialogue in it, we wanted to put in slow-mo. Well, they just put, everything with dialogue not in it, we just wanted to do a scene where he's staring out of a fucking window or scratching his ass or picking his nose.
Yep. I mean, the best gag I could think about it in that film was when he said, "Oh, Lord, are you trying to test me? Give me some way to send me a sign. I can't get her out of my mind. Have I just come to this? Am I just here to talk about boobs?" And then it cuts to what he's looking at, and it's two big gas refineries, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, but the joke took so long to get here. I literally had a chance to go to bed, wake up, go to work, do 7 hours, come back, and then the joke had just sort of arrived at the platform down the street. It's so fucking tedious. It's like, yeah, okay, so when are we going to see the boobs? No, we're not going to see boobs, right? Okay. When are we going to see the boob gag? No, we're not going to see the boob gag. He's like, God, why don't you help me? It's just like, oh, fuck off. It's just exhaustingly fucking rubbish. And that's the problem. It's not good rubbish. I come back to it, but The Room is hilariously bad, but it has a sincerity to it. It has a genuine desire to be something it clearly can't be. But that doesn't make it a good film. It just means that you go along with the awfulness that it is. This is just a geezer who wanted to get... He just wanted to get a load of porn up on the fucking screen, but he didn't have the guts to do it. So he just hired a porn actress, thought up a reason to have her wander around in the cave girl costume. That's it. There's no plot to it. The fucking bollocks about the fucking concrete mixing fucking murderer or whatever the crap that was. Just absolute tosh from start to finish. He clearly wants the meme potential. That's the other thing. He wants a YouTube group to get hold of it and go, oh, and then make it into something it's not. It's just so cynically awful. I just hated every mortal second of it. And unlike, say, the history of time travel, which I thought was a good film, and we had the director actually send us some feedback, I don't actually want to hear from Joshua Kennedy. I don't give a fuck what he thinks about this film or what he thinks about us thinking about this film. I genuinely couldn't give a rat's ass. Because it'll be if he sent us anything, he'd be wasting his time and hours, and he's already done that for 74 fucking minutes, and I don't give a shit. In fact, he's done more than 74 minutes because we've been talking about this poxy pile of old bollocks for another 51. So, unless anyone's got anything additional to add, I think I'm done.
No, I've got nothing.
No, I'm done.
In fact, I might just take that clip and just Darren breathing out, you going, I'm done. I think I might just cut that in at 2 minutes after the review's finished. After the review starts. So what does everyone think? I'm done. Yeah, that's it. Brilliant. Good night, everyone.
Yep.
In fact, that's our catchphrase for this week.
What?
I'm done.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm done. Good night, everyone. Yeah, that's it. That's the catchphrase. I'm done. Good night, everyone. Right. So, I guess that's it. No one has anything additional they want to. No. It's absolute fucking crap. So, thanks, Lee. Thanks, Lee Bromham, for suggesting this. I mean, I got why you wanted us to watch this because it could have been really funny, kind of G.I. Joker, but no, you picked him wrong, and shame on me for picking it. I could have swerved. but I didn't. I headed straight for the bollard, 100 mile an hour. I went for the full Paul Walker experience on this one. Took my seatbelt off, drove straight at the fucking Central Reservation. Anyway, right. Let's move on. So, before we go to Pimp's Corner and find out what is going on over at Hypnagoria and Rogue 2 Media, let's find out what Darren has for us next week. Hopefully something made by someone who knows how to point a camera. Darren, what do you have for us?
Well, you know what? As much as it can be fun, as you say, to watch really shit movies and tell them apart, I think I'm done with that for a little while now. This film's really put me off it completely.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like, there is no so bad it's good. It's just so bad it's really fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've done is I've gone for something that I know I had a bit of a laugh at in certain places. I think we'll all get something out of this one. We're going to go back. We're going to go back to the 90s when the day was money was everything. Yes, money was everything. To one particular person, actually. Well, let's say film starring Margot Robbie, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
Directed by Martin Scorsese. I am, of course, talking about the
Money
Wolf
Plane
of Wall Street.
Money Plane.
Money Plane. No, this is a sequel. Money Wolf.
So dust off your Matthew McConaughey.
I've got a bag of Quaaludes here if anybody wants some.
Yeah.
If they want to really get 3D with this.
Yeah. Brush off your Matthew McConaughey. You got to push up those numbers. Those are rookie numbers.
Can you feel it? Yeah.
Yeah. We got all that. Okay. And then talking for 20 minutes about him trying to get in his car.
Oh, the whole thing of trying to get into the car while off your knockers on Quaaludes. Yes. An amazing sequence that for a distance that could be crossed in 2.4 seconds by anyone else takes an incredible 5 minutes.
Which is approximately the same amount of time as it takes Joshua Kennedy to fall asleep in his fucking van. Anyway, sorry. Flashback, stop it.
Let's never refer to that again.
No. It wasn't even funny enough to refer back to this time. So the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes, indeed.
Cool. In which case, that's that. So I'm going to go around the table. Elton, have you seen this?
Yeah, a couple of times, actually.
Oh, okay. Cool. So I take it you like the film?
I'm big fan. Last time I watched it, I kind of lost something. So maybe this time round it's jumped back in there. I don't know.
Okie dokie. Jim, what about you?
I've never seen this, actually.
Oh.
The role of Elton will this week be played by Jim.
Cool. Okay. So Jim's not seen it.
I don't think I have. I mean, it could be like it was the 90s. I may well have seen it. And I might just go, oh, hang on, I have.
Yeah, hang on.
I'm pretty sure I haven't.
Okie dokie. Darren, have you... Sorry, I'm joking. Of course you've seen it. You picked it.
Yeah, I have seen it because I sort of like read quite a bit about the bloke it's based on.
Okay. Cool.
So, yeah.
Sell me this pen.
Yes, sell me this pen. Yeah, anyway, I've only seen it the once. Yes, and that's about it. I can't really remember too much about it, if I'm honest. I was kind of a little distracted elsewhere, I'll be honest with you, when I was watching it. But yes, I'm looking forward to seeing it properly this time round. So, yes, could be good. At least we know someone will point the camera, have characters with motivation, and it'll be probably the only film which is actually longer than the podcast reviewing it.
Yeah.
Cool. Brilliant. So that is Martin Scorsese's, or Scorsese's, because I've heard there's another way of pronouncing it. But anyway, it's Wolf of Wall Street. So we'll be back for that. And if you want to send any feedback in for that, obviously you know all the directions. You go to Facebook, which is facebook.com/groups/The Black Dog Podcast, or you send in feedback via email, which is feedback@blackdogpodcast.com. Right, and so before we wrap up, over to Jim. What's going on over at Hypnagoria Towers this week?
I've just released the start of what's going to be a new occasional series doing the history of kaiju movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday I released a new commentary club, which is a new format for us. We thought we'd do a mini-sode watching an old episode of Top of the Pops, one that came out the same week as Big was released.
Okay.
And it was 1988, and, well, it didn't go so good, so we thought we'd better do a good Top of the Pops. So it's it's an 80s showdown, 88 versus 85.
Okay. I'm always
from two very drunk people who have strong opinions about the music and the youth.
The youth of the 80s.
Yes.
Okay.
How the 80s went wrong by the end.
Yes. The 80s was the time of excess.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe I expound the theory of the short 80s.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well, I'll have to check in on that, I think, before I get you to spill the beans on it, because otherwise
I know. I did completely forget who T'Pau was in Star Trek.
Oh.
And I had to fact check myself rather drunkenly going through Star Trek wikis. I remember that much.
Yeah. Yeah. T'Pau was not Carol Decker in Star Trek.
No.
No.
Or Commander Decker. Hang on.
Oh, yeah, hang on. Commander Decker. Yeah. Proto Riker.
Basically. Yeah.
Anyway.
You've lost me, honestly. I don't even know what you're on about.
Good. That's it, man. You remain pure. Remain pure of soul.
Like
keep us
China
grounded.
in my hand.
Yeah. Don't push too hard. Those dreams of China in your hand. But anyway,
Jesus.
Don't worry. Anyway, right. So that's all over at hypnagoria.com.
It is indeed, yes.
Lovely, great. And what about you then? What's happening at Rogue 2?
Probably talking about cars going round in circles, and that's around about it at the moment.
Right, okay, so Grand Prix
That's
podcast. Lovely, 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 lovely. And that's over rogue2media.com and from all good bookshops. Right, brilliant. And what about you, Dal? Have you got anything to plug?
I've actually done something this week. Yes.
Oh my God! Hold on, baby. Right, okay, go on in. Hit me.
That's. I think that's a great tribute to my efforts this week. Thank you very much for that. I feel honoured.
Nice.
I've been on The Great Derelict,
right,
with Andy Placides and Laura Lunham, talking about Fallout, the TV show.
Cool.
And reviewing the entire series.
Nice.
And stuff that's kind of attached to it and whatever, and what we thought of it, and its influences and stuff like that. So yes, that's out now. Actually, in fact, the actual episode hit about an hour after we finished recording.
Nice.
I couldn't believe it. I thought I at least thought it was going to be a couple of days, but no. Suddenly, it was like boom, there it was.
Hang on, I hate to bring this up, but I do drop this podcast literally like 3 hours after we finish recording.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Oh,
every
right, okay.
fucking week. I'm up at like 3 o'clock in the poxy morning, editing this fucking bollocks.
I'm not expecting Andy's one to be released so quickly. You see.
Oh, all right.
So I thought it might be a little bit more time. I don't know what his production schedule's like. You see. But no, suddenly, boom, there we go.
You're trying to dig yourself out of that hole, I'll tell you that. Anyway, right, yes, okay, cool. And you can find that over at greatderelict.libsyn.com.
Indeed.
Where Andy obviously does much better fucking editing schedule than me, apparently. Obviously.
Yeah.
Cunt. Anyway.
It's probably just stop, top tail, publish. There we go. Done.
Yeah, noise filter, done.
Maybe the people he has on the podcast are so professional actually that he doesn't need to do much. In the way of
considering one of those professionals is on this podcast, how come it's going to take me another 3 fucking hours to get this thing out?
Well,
what's our website?
Elton
Darren?
wasn't on this episode though. I mean,
Nice.
What's
Pay
our
attention.
website?
Whose website?
The Black Dog.
Oh, it's blackdog.com,
No, it's not.
isn't it?
No.
Ah, well, there you go. Do you know what? I don't concentrate on aspects of those kinds.
I leave it to my producer.
I leave it to my producer to do that. I turn up. I give. I unload my wisdom upon the people, and then wipe it on the curtain and walk away. There you go.
Oh, dear. Right. Well, the producer is going to go and hang up now and put this pile of old bollocks together in 3 hours and get it uploaded.
Yeah, but Andy had it done in less. I mean, yeah, had it done in an hour. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Chop.
I think we've lost Darren. I think he's gone off air.
Yeah, you lead Metcalf, but you know Andy Palastides. So.
Right, that's it. He's going. I'm going to fuck it. I've got my finger out for an ODX. I really have. I've got it. Go on, say another fucking word. I double doggy dare you. Yeah. Right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, fuck you. That's it. You're off. Gone. He's gone. Right. We're off now. Goodbye, everyone. You're supposed to all say goodbye. Am
I allowed? Because that's more than one word.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's gone. I've cut him off. Anyway, bye, everyone. Jim?
Nighty-night, folks.
Elton?
Ta-da.
Oh, bollocks to it.